Now 8 months into the current version and starting to approach the post-summer period where one would expect the FunPimps to ramp up information about Alpha 21. So we're going to take a look at what we know to get a view of what we can expect of Alpha 21 when it's ready. So keep watching to learn all about the next version. And why not start with the biggest question which comes out every time a new version is discussed. When will it be out? And if you've been here before, you know that the FunPimps never give any real estimates, and even random indications of maybe a few months can turn into a year. So officially, there is no release date. I would speculate it's going to be at the end of the year, but we'll have to stay tuned on this one. If you do enjoy my 7 Days to Die videos, why not hit that like button and subscribe and ring the notification bell while at it to ensure you don't miss any videos. Let's move on to another frequently requested feature, bandits. Sadly, we've gotten no confirmation. Roland has mentioned that, well, all the effort is going towards bandits and hopefully they'll make it, but they're not yet in the confirmed list. However, as he said, they are working on it. We do know some things such as how some of them will look. Here's one type from the basic to medium to heavy armor. I think it looks really good, and I think it will be in. I can't imagine the FunPimps skipping them yet again, unless maybe they run into huge issues that they can't resolve. A really cool feature that I hope they expand on is where they've coded in the basics for interactive environmental hazards. What this in a nutshell is for Alpha 21 is, for instance, here where we have a flaming gas leak that covers an area and requires the player to turn off a valve to shut it off. While this is present in so many other games, it's really cool to see this making it into 7 Days to Die. You could imagine this being extended to, say, a smoke cloud that obscures vision, maybe electrical hazard. Turn off a valve to shut it off. While this is present the player to turn off here where we have a flaming gas hazard. What this to 7 days to die. You could imagine this being extended to, say, a smoke cloud that obscures vision, maybe electrical hazards and so on. Maybe modders are able to leverage on these basic systems and change the visual type of damage in creating some cool POI traps as well. Alpha 21 will come with some new armor, at least look-wise. The iron armor and the commando military armor looks great, although I do suspect it's going to be an update of the old visuals with much better graphics, rather than them changing the functionality. What it does seem to hint at though, is that the Alpha 19, Alpha 20 armor set system, which was was received pretty negatively by the community has indeed been shelved, at least for now. Probably for the best. While new armor sets are cool, the larger system change that they were intending was pretty substantial, and the resources are probably better needed elsewhere, such as coating the bandits. A small but often requested feature, and we're talking many years now, is the double doors. In the time leading up to Alpha 20 during the dev streams, it was put out that they were going to put this feature up on the list and get it done. Unfortunately, it didn't make it into Alpha 21, which was kind of strange because we got the new roll-up doors, we got the double cellar doors, but we didn't get some proper double doors. It is a confirmed feature of Alpha 21 though, so I'm glad we're going to be getting it. And all the new doors will have better hitboxes, just like we had with the new roll-up doors, etc., which will allow attacks and thrown things through the gaps. This is great news for the builders out there. I know that I personally am going to be using it.
How to kill all mosquitoes in the area in 90 seconds. This simple but brilliant trick you can do tonight to eliminate.
Let's sidestep a bit and hit another very controversial feature, being the learn by looting. In a nutshell, you level skills not by gaining experience and selecting perks such as we have in Alpha 20, and there's no learn by doing as in some earlier alphas. Rather, you learn by looting and reading. If you want to know how how to craft something, say a pump shotgun or a dew collector, you have to go out and loot, and buy at traders these magazines until you've read enough of them in the skill tree to gain the knowledge. So if you enjoy just mining, building, gathering resources, getting your base and home in order, you're likely going to hate this system, as you will never learn anything new regardless of how many zombies you kill, how much experience you gain, and on the other hand, if you love to go adventuring, tear through POIs and trader quests, hitting town not just on Friday night but on every day of the week, this is going to make you a powerhouse. While it has been labeled learn by looting, it's also hugely impacting crafting. And while it may play alright, a very common criticism is that the system doesn't need another total revamp like this, and that maybe learn by doing is so much more logical. But hate it or love it, why not weigh in and share your thoughts in the comment section below. As the saying goes, bad luck never travels alone, and we also have the drinking water rebalance. In Alpha 20, food through farming was nerfed because food was seen as too abundant. Of course, everyone still had a full fridge because you got so much food when you went out looting or just bought it at the traders and vending machines. So the nerf really had no impact on the food survival part of the game and just pissed people off for no reason. The drinking water rebalance balance oddly seems to follow the same path. For instance, we now need a cooking pot to boil murky water. Astute observers quickly called out that we used to need a cooking pot, but the fun pimps thought that water was too hard to get, so they removed that requirement. Now they're putting it back in because water is too easy to get, and drinking directly from water sources, they removed that requirement. Water, which is now healthy, with an empty hand is a new feature. Well, actually, it's an old feature. We used to be able to do that as well until it was removed because, well, people kept accidentally drinking murky water without intending to, which of course was annoying. Because water should be hard to get, according to fun pimps, whenever you drink a water jar, the glass jar will be consumed as well. Well, we all need a little bit of glass in our diet, right? So without an empty jar, you can't go fill it up and bring it back to boil in your cooking pot. Murky water jars thus only exist in loot. But thankfully, they added a dew collector which will produce not only water, but actually the glass jar that it comes in, which is good because we can't craft the empty glass bottles anymore. Actually, we can't craft any containers that we can fill up with murky water to boil at all.